and today's house is Ravenclaw. As you can see from my blue sweatshirt here, NASA. And welcome in the very last video of that series. I started with Slytherin, then Hufflepuff, I continued with Gryffindor, and now it's time for the Ravenclaws to get their recommendations. So the reason why I end with Ravenclaw is that I believe this is the tiniest part in me. You know, we are a healthy mix of all four houses, but I believe Ravenclaw is the least I have in me, if that makes any sense. Yes, I do love books. Yes, I do make lists sometimes, etc, etc, but I don't feel like I'm a Ravenclaw at all, and that's absolutely fine. It doesn't mean that I hate Ravenclaws, don't get me wrong, because I love you all, whatever your house. Okay, I think we're ready. This is the first time using that ring light just over my head, so if you see the ring light's reflection in my glasses, that's why. I think you probably know the jam here, so I'm gonna make recommendations for Ravenclaws with the books actually fitting the prompts of the OWLs Magical Readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast. This is an amazing readathon hosted for the third time. So she gave us 12 prompts, you know, the 12 courses that's going on, happening, taking place in Hogwarts. So let's start with the first one. First, I just want to say that the way I see Ravenclaws, Ravenclaws for me are very, smart, intelligent people, but very creative as well. They're thirsty for knowledge. Of course, they're bookworms, they love libraries, they love everything about a story. They love to, you know, analyze the story in details and trying maybe to find hidden message of some kind, or maybe they're gonna read a book about a book and they're gonna try to understand that book better. I'm getting lost here, but let's say the character is reading a tale. They're gonna try maybe to do some research about that tale to see if it was true, if it was like a total imagination, like if it was coming out of the author's head, etc, etc. And yes, I totally see them as bookworms, loving to read books with their peers, maybe under a tree, you know, during summer, etc, etc. Yeah, let's dive into the prompts. Little disclaimer here, I don't know if I should use the word disclaimer or whatever. This is the house I have less in common with, so I have less prompts. But for instance, Care of Magical Creatures, I got 5 prompts, etc, etc. So most of the time I'm gonna just suggest maybe one book, but that's just because I feel like I haven't read enough Ravenclaw books in order to give you proper recommendations, but I'm doing my best here. So for Ancient Runes, you need to read a book with a heart on the cover, a heart in the title, and for that one I picked Heart of Thorns by Beatles Bart. It has to do with someone that seems like very clever, very smart, but the thing is that she's not gonna have time to prove that. She's gonna have to do whatever they want her to do, and she's gonna have to play some kind of act, and you know, maybe the stupid princess kind of thing. And I feel like that's totally what a Ravenclaw would hate, like absolutely hate, because they know stuff and they want not show off or whatever, but they want to have intelligent and smart conversation with people. So if you know something, they'll be like, oh, okay, or I know about it and we're gonna start talking about it, or I don't know about it and I want to hear you explaining me everything. And I feel that forcing a Ravenclaw to be like stupid or blunt is against their nature. So I feel like that book could be a very good prompt for that. So Arithmancy, it's quite like the opposite. You're gonna look for a book that's outside of your comfort zone, something you would not go for usually. And for that I picked quite a few books. So I picked Stranger Dreamer because the writing style is really unique, and it's all about dreams and knowledge, disappeared knowledge, people who forgot about it. And I feel like it is also a perfect book for Ravenclaws because of that, and because of the character. The main character, Strange, actually his entire life learned a language that just disappeared. No one else was using it anymore, but one day he's gonna actually use it, like for real, and all the knowledge he accumulated with time was actually everything that was asked for. So after, so that one. And then I picked a few like easier fantasy because I don't know, maybe you're looking for something quite easy to read, because I feel Strange the Dreamer is not for everyone and it's harder. So I picked To Best Boys by Mary Weber for Ravenclaws, because yes, there is some kind of, how can I say, like test going on with the people there. It's basically every year there is some kind of competition and boys are going through that competition. Only boys can do that, and of course there is a girl who disagree with that. She's gonna show them that a girl can know as good as a boy can know, kind of thing. And there is actually a secret behind the whole competition, and she's gonna try to discover what's going on there. The thing is that the labyrinth, or let's say the competition, kind of starts like a third before the end of the book, so it's kind of slow, but I really enjoyed the world building, etc. It might be like something you're looking for, easy to read. It's not like girl power or kind of thing, but it's different. So yeah. Then I have a book with books, so Three of Thorns. She's actually, the main character is actually taking care of a library, magical library, and if you want, there are different libraries all over the world with different kind of books, and books can be good books like bad books as well. So you have to take care of them, because if you don't take care of the books, they can turn bad and be dangerous. And there is some kind of conspiracy, and there are demons in there, some kind of demons, pacts you can do with them in order to gain some magic. So I really love it, and obviously Ravenclaw because of the library side of it. And the last one is Starless Sea. Okay, so Starless Sea was very confusing because this is also a story about a book. And if you want to summarize it, the guy is gonna go to the library, he's gonna read a chapter of a book, and he's gonna be like, wow, this is about me, this is my life, how come? And he's gonna discover a lot of secrets behind it. So lots of books in it, so I feel like it's a Ravenclaw. I'm a bit cheating with this prompt kind of thing, but yeah. Then I have Cersei. I feel it's perfect for a Ravenclaw because Ravenclaws, they love to read, and I love mythology. I love everything that has to do with it. So many different kind of mythology. And why I love that one is that it's about Cersei. Cersei is a character that you don't know much about because she doesn't really have a big role, a big play in other stories, because everything she knows that's happening around the world is because people told her so. She's not experiencing kind of thing, everything, like nothing kind of thing. Wow, that was a lot of kind of thing. She doesn't experience things, she just hears about them through other people. And I love the way the author went with, even if I was like a bit like disappointed because I was thirsty for more, I wanted to know more about Cersei. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's different, so why not? Then we have Astronomy. So it's a book basically that you have to read for the majority of it at night. So it could be actually any book. I picked two that I believe could fit that prompt for any Ravenclaw. First, I have these Rebel Waves. The reason why I picked that one is that the magic system in it is so interesting and so well done and so different from others. You don't have magic like in most of the books. You need knowledge. If you have that knowledge, you know which plants to mix in order to make something. Do you want to heal something? Or someone? Do you want to hurt someone? Do you want to make like an explosion or whatever? You have to have that knowledge in order to actually make magic happen, kind of thing. And I really love it, and I feel like any Ravenclaw will dive into and read every single recipe kind of thing. So yeah. Then I have this one, Brave Answers to the Big Questions by Stephen Hawking, because you could read it at night because it's just perfect. I loved it, and if you're a Ravenclaw, you're all about knowledge and you're a very curious person, so why not reading about it? Especially because even if science is not a thing and you're not like into science and you're not like a sci-fi person or whatever, it's easy to read, it's easy to understand, it's for everyone. He actually tried to make himself understood by people like us who are not like nerd, who don't know about science, like every single detail, how physics works, astrophysics, etc, etc. So it was really interesting, and you will see that he had a sense of humor like incredible. I really recommend that book. So yeah. Then we have Care of Magical Creatures, and for that problem you need to have a beak of some kind on the cover. The first one I picked is Language of Thorns by Lee Bardugo. This was my first audiobook ever. This was my first Lee Bardugo ever. That's actually what I started booktube with, kind of thing. So I highly recommend that one, especially if you have that book. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like you have illustrations in it. Like, well, I'm really not good at showing you everything, but it's really a gorgeous book, and it's full of little tales. So I feel like Ravenclaws are all about tales, and as I said earlier, when there is a tale in a book, they want to research it just to see if it was a tale invented for the book or not. So I feel that could be it. Then I have the Book of M by Peng Shepherd. I haven't seen that book anywhere for a very long time, and it was actually an amazing book. I feel like it's an adult and not a YA, I'm not sure about it, but basically there is some kind of sickness going on and people are trying to avoid it, and if they get infected by it, they start to forget stuff. Like they're gonna start to forget, I don't know, what they were supposed to do, then their memories, and then their names, and then even how to breathe. And there is a couple going in the mountains and trying to avoid that, but one of them is gonna get infected. And I had so much feelings for that book. I loved it. I loved the way it was written, the way it was told. I loved the characters, I loved the ideas, etc, etc. And I was like, it's a mix of contemporary fantasy, sci-fi kind of thing. So I really did enjoy that book. I will recommend it to lots of people. And there is a bird over there, and there a beak and skeleton here. So yeah. Then I also picked Bird Box just because I really loved the movie, I think, even if I was like waiting for more kind of thing, but apparently the book is even better, as I've heard. So I would suggest you to pick that book. I haven't read it, I know I should, but it has to do with also some kind of sickness that's spreading, and people getting infected are becoming super violent, and they die or they kill each other. And then you have the people who are trying to convert the others in order to watch that sickness kind of thing. It's so much more than that. Some people try to understand that sickness otherwise and analyze it, and they saw like messages of mental illnesses, etc, etc. It's a very interesting book because I feel that there is a meaning behind everything, and I feel that's perfect for you Ravenclaws. Then we have Charms, Lumos, so you need a white cover. And for that, of course, I had to pick A Natural History of Dragons. This is basically the story of a girl who wants to go against society in some way. Like, she wants to work with dragons, she wants to learn more about them, she wants to see them, she wants to go on some kind of adventures, and she cannot because she's a girl, and all she can do is marry a guy and take care of the children, cook, and blah 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 blah. And she's gonna do everything in order to achieve that goal, etc. And I feel like she's perfect for a Ravenclaw and going against the society, but in a very smart way. And I really did enjoy that book. I felt like it was my aunt or grandma telling me her story of her when she was younger, and she has some kind of sense of humor that you're like, okay, only elderly people could say that. But yeah, it was amazing. Then we have Defense Against the Dark Arts, and for that you need to read a book with a sea or coast setting, so happening next to the sea or on the coast, etc. And for that I picked Grace and Fury. I know the entire story is not happening near a coast or some kind of sea, water, whatever, but there is at some point water next to one of the characters, and it is full of girl power energy here, vibes, etc. It has to do with two sisters being raised a certain way, one to become the king's concubine or next queen or one of the wives kind of thing, and the other one to actually serve that sister. And they're gonna go to that palace castle in order to make that happen, and something else gonna happen. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's very short, so perfect for readathons as well. And the sequel came out, so you could even read the sequel right away. Then divination, just put a random number in a random kind of thing online and pick a book on your TBR shelves or ask me to pick a number for you. Then we have herbology. The problem is to find a book that starts with M, you know, with the title starting with M, and it was kind of hard, so I'm gonna cheat a bit and I'm gonna pick like Muse of Nightmares, which is a sequel to Stranger Dreamer. So yeah, even if I like this one less than the first one, I still would recommend it. And the other one is Milk and Honey, so poems. I feel like this could be better for Ravenclaws than any other houses actually, because it's full of meanings, and that book actually really made me uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain that, but at some point I was like, okay, I should not continue that book, but I finished it as an audiobook. I will never read it again. It made me really uncomfortable, but I feel like when a poem is well done, it makes you feel something, whatever it is. And as there is always a meaning behind it, some kind of puzzle, mind puzzle, whatever, I feel like it's perfect for Ravenclaws. History of Magic, it's simply books featuring witches and wizards. For that I picked two books. Discovery of Witches, because of course it's very Ravenclaw, because the main character is a very smart person studying history, and I feel like she's gonna go or get involved in some kind of adventure she didn't think was possible, and it's gonna like shake her reality, shake her world. And I feel like Ravenclaw sometimes need that, because they're so in books and in reality, etc., facts, etc., and sometimes you just need to shake them in order to make them even more creative and even more like interesting and, you know, involved, etc., etc. And I feel like it's a perfect Ravenclaw book because of the history aspect. You're gonna learn so much more about history, let's say, and it's so well done, it's so dense, it's really well done. And the other one is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. It's a shorter book as well by Neil Gaiman. It has something to do with witches. I'm not gonna say more because read the synopsis and please read it. Like it says here, everything whispered inside me, everything spoke to everything, and I knew it all. I opened my eyes, curious to learn what I would see in the world outside me, if it would be anything like the world inside. Just that, okay, you have no choice than to read it. Like seriously, you have to pick it up. Yeah. Then we have Muggle Studies, so you have to pick a book that's written from a Muggle's perspective. And for that I picked Sadie by Courtney Summers. The thing is that she stutters, so it's like a hero, but she has some kind of disability, let's say, and it's really empowering. But the thing is that it's like a podcast. You will have like, you're gonna have Sadie's point of view, and then you're gonna have that detective actually going on an inspection, like doing his investigation kind of thing, and you're gonna know more about the story because he's gonna make you hear what other people told him. And it's such an interesting way to actually lead like an investigation, which is actually more believable than usually in other books, you know what I mean? But it was so heartbreaking. I felt so much for her character, for Sadie. I felt so much. If she dies, she takes the truth with her. I mean, so Sadie's sister got murdered and she's gonna disappear, she's gonna run away, etc., etc. And people are like, they want her back because they don't want two sisters to get killed kind of thing. And there is a detective who's gonna go on that run, who's gonna try to find Sadie, and the story is told through some kind of podcast, different point of views. It's so well done. It was really heartbreaking. I felt so much, but I highly recommend that one. And the audiobook apparently is amazing. For potions, you have to read a book with less than 150 pages. For that I picked two books. I picked Beatles Bart and The Little Prince. Beatles Bart because, again, tales. I feel like Ravenclaws, they love tales. And The Little Prince because there is a meaning behind each page, and I just find it perfect. And I've reread Little Prince like so many times, and I just love it. It's heartwarming, amazing. I love it. It's so cute and it's fluffy, and it's fluffy at the same time because heavy subjects, but I love it. Then we have Transfiguration. For that prompt you have to read a book with some kind of shapeshifter in it, or in the book or in the series. For that, I picked Weregirl, which is a girl who's capable of turning into a wolf, like a werewolf kind of thing, but it's different from the vicious werewolves that you usually see, or people who cannot control it. There is something else behind it, and also she's going through some kind of investigation because something is going on in her time that's not right. Like, something is really wrong with scientists doing weird stuff and a company cheating on so many stuff and lying and whatever, and she's gonna lead that investigation and she's gonna actually discover some truth. I've only read the first book in the series, but I really loved it, and I can't wait for, you know, the rest to continue with the series. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but hopefully soon. Okay, well, so that's it for the Ravenclaw recommendations. So I'm over with that series. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section which house recommendations, video, blah 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 was your favorite. If you would like to add any books to these prompts for a Ravenclaw, please do it down below. Link your TBR down below if you've already filmed it or posted on your blog or Instagram kind of thing. Talk to each other down below. Let me know what your career, you know, what career you're aiming for. And yeah, I really hope these videos made you happy. If this is the first video you've watched on mine, please don't forget to subscribe, click that bell button, and check all of the other recommendation videos that I made for the OWLs Magical Readathon. And yeah, I'm gonna stop here, less babbling. I really hope you enjoyed it. So wolves, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section, and as usual, take care. Bye, wolves.